something, and as you can see, that girl got new hair, inches. Anyway, backstory. So most of you may already know I'm in the Navy. Yes, I'm in the Navy. Anyway, I joined right after high school, and I feel like for me, it was one of the better life choices I made. And I was in Virginia, stationed in Virginia, 5 years. Now I'm doing 3 years over here in Italy. And with COVID happening, I got moved from my regular supply logistics job into a more journalistic job. So, yeah, girl's a journalist. Anyway, I wrote a piece about black hair, and I really wanted to get on here and share it because I feel as though once it gets chopped up and edited by people above me, not to say they intentionally do it or leave out certain things, but I know that they may take out certain things to sound more politically correct or not, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna just read it because it's something that I feel strongly about, and it might seem minute to some, but I feel that it's a very important topic to touch on. Okay, so I'm good. The evolution of hair, the road to inclusivity of black hair within the Navy's grooming standards. By logistics specialist, it's me, 3rd class, Sharon Robinson. Me, yeah girl. Anyway, okay. I should have this song playing right now. I hope y'all can hear this. I gotta lower it though. Solange Knowles said it best in her 2016 release of the song, "Don't Touch My Hair." The song dives into the social relationship between black women and their hair. There's no one word to describe or define black hair. It has various faces, textures, ethnicities, and stories. For some women, hair is just hair. But for other women, particularly those of diverse cultural backgrounds, their hair junctures the essence of their identity. I'm gonna let that sink in. Y'all good? Y'all ready? Okay. The history of women in the military is scarce, and of that scarcity, African American women accounted for only 10%. The year 1908 was an important year for women in America because it marked the year that Congress passed a bill creating the U.S. Navy's Nurse Corps. The bill officially allowed women to enter the ranks of the Navy as nurses. In its early days, the Nurse Corps consisted of 20 female nurses, of which none were black or African American. Despite that, African American women worked alongside male nurses in the Civil War and unofficially in Navy hospitals, they would not be recognized or allowed to serve as a part of the Navy until 1945. I'm not good at math, but if we allow a woman in the military or in the Navy, because the other branches had already incorporated them into their services. But if we're allowing women in the Navy in 1908, are we waiting until 1945 to incorporate black women? We incorporated women. But anyway, this wasn't a piece to really shit on the Navy or anything like that, because I feel like it's helps me to be super independent and grow and learn about different backgrounds, and especially the ignorance from some people that ain't from New York or ain't from a culturally diverse city or ain't from like another country. You know what I mean? I'm from Belize. I'm Belizean. Gang, gang. Let me stop. Anyway, so let me continue. Although deep-rooted in tradition, the Navy continues to progress towards inclusivity and diversity. Big facts. As of January 1st, 2019, the Navy demographic reported 87,903 women. 19,183 were Black or African American women. Okay. This is a direct reflection of just how far the Navy has come and continues to progress. Even more reflection of progress can be seen by former Chief of Naval Operation, CNO, Admiral John M. Richardson, passing new female grooming standards to include hairstyles that are traditionally worn by Black women. This major change happened in late 2014 as a direct result of combined efforts of African American women from the Army and the Navy. The new regulations introduced hairstyles such as cornrows, two-strand twists,
box braids.
Let me calm down. Let me zoom into box braids. My bad, y'all. In 2018, a year before his retirement, Admiral Richardson made one last change to the female grooming standards to include dreadlocks and ponytails. Now, hear me out, listen. For my people who are watching this video and you are in the military and you may or may not agree with certain regulations in certain things, or you may have preferred old standards or whatever. I know some people may argue that wearing a ponytail in uniform seems unprofessional, and to be honest, some of y'all are right. The way some women choose to wear ponytails in the military is rather unprofessional. I know some people may argue that it's unprofessional, but honestly, a ponytail can be professional as fuck. Y'all hearing me? A ponytail can be professional as fuck. It's all about the presentation, and so I feel like some people shouldn't dislike a new regulation because of how some people choose to wear it. We need to educate people about Black hair and things we can and cannot do with Black hair, because if you're expecting me to wear a bob like Sally Mae, my shit, I have soft curls. They're gonna be curly and poofy. And then I'm gonna be out of Rex because it only allows for I guess 4 inches of bulk. This way. And my puff gonna be, you know what? At the end of the day, I can't wear a bob like somebody else. Y'all need to skedaddle with that. But a lot of male counterparts in the military at the time, and even now, they didn't really see it as an issue. It was either get a regulations or get written up. And there was actually a person in the Navy that got booted because she had locks, and they were saying that shit wasn't professional. And I was like, baby girl's hair is done up. Her shit is done up so good. Boy, oh boy. Anyway, let me continue, y'all. While some may feel that the inclusion of dreadlocks and the ponytail in the grooming standards appear too relaxed, it is contrasted by the vast majority of African American and Black women who are celebrating reclaiming a part of their identity that was suppressed or tamed. Wait. All right. Black hair has been appropriated by non-Black people who believe that hairstyles rooted in Black culture have no significance because hair is just hair. While black hair has always been a chief part of black history, in the early African civilizations, hairstyles such as braids and locks were perceived as a direct representation of someone's family background, tribe, and social status. And today, for many black women, their hair is a symbol of rebirth, growth, and empowerment. I quoted my friend because I interviewed my friend. Shout out my friends. Okay, it's my friend for real though. I have friends. I swear to God, I do. Anyway. Okay. Quote. I'm gonna do this. Quote. My hair and I are on a journey of self-discovery, said Master at Arms, second class Tricia Smith. Cause she a Navy gal too. Anyway, it's a big part of my identity. In its natural state, it is very distinctive and is often used by others to distinguish me. I am proud of the Navy's new grooming standards because it makes me feel included. I try my best to express myself through my hair while adhering to Navy regulations. I feel that this change was the right step towards inclusivity and diversity. Now I'm gonna turn the song back again. Don't do it. Y'all need to see these images though. Don't touch my crown. They see the vision I've found. Don't touch what's there. Don't do it. Don't touch it. When it's the feelings I wear. No, they don't. Don't appropriate something you don't understand. You know this heaven's my shape on the ride. It's mine, I paid for it, what's up? What you said? What you saying to me? Oh, that's what I thought. That was that. Let me finish reading this because I feel like it was something important or something I wanted to share. If I haven't lost y'all yet, we're gonna get back to it. American history shows that the treatment of black hair has always been negative. I should have said the treatment of black women, but you know what? That wasn't what I was writing. I was writing about the Navy including black hairstyles in the Navy regulations. Okay, so American history shows that the treatment of black hair has always been negative. The Negro Act of 1735 outlined the type of clothing and cloths African slaves were allowed to use. This was done to distinguish African slaves from the burgeoning, I always fuck up that word, from the burgeoning white population, as if physical attributes weren't enough. Legislations like these created a statement of superiority of Europeans and an economic system of oppression. Do y'all get that? Do y'all get that? I dress in Gucci, Prada, Fendi, Louis, all this nice shit, and you're gonna wear a fucking potato bag. You're gonna wear a potato bag and fucking a piece of cloth that I probably use on the floor. You're gonna wear that because what? You're beneath me and I need you to know that. I need you to live that. We can't dress the same because we're not on the same level. Even though at the end of the day, we're both human beings and life started in Africa, but anyway, do you? and or Black women have always assimilated to societal norms. From being forced to wrap their hairs with rags to make their physical appearance displeasing, but it wasn't trust. It wasn't because we were still cute. Why? Because I am beautiful, no matter what you do. This head wrap won't bring me down. I'll reclaim that shit and make it beautiful. Look, it is my crown. Whoa, yeah. 'Cause I am Black and I'm proud. Anyway, I really need to stay on topic. Yup. Anyway, if I haven't lost y'all, yeah. Let's continue. From being forced to wrap their hairs with rags to make their physical appearance displeasing, to the rise of chemically enhanced hair during the Jim Crow era, Black women have continuously conformed and assimilated to the times. The Navy was the last. The Navy was the last of the armed forces to implement a more inclusive grooming standard. Some may not understand the significance of the change, but for many Black women in the service, this change has returned a part of their identity that was once forcibly detained due to lack of knowledge. The Navy's new regulations have allowed women of color in the Navy to reclaim their coils and kinks and curls. And this is a quote from the CNO that I feel is very important for now, and it has been important, and I feel like even though he's not the CNO anymore, it should still be something that we live by and we stand by, because it should be a very important part of the Navy. In our Navy, we have individuals from many different cultures, ethnicities, and histories, said former CNO Admiral John M. Richardson. We must recognize this advantage and include the broadest possible spectrum of people and perspectives. Generating success as a team means going beyond merely understanding the unique perspectives of different people and cultures. Understanding is too passive. Achieving top performance is enhanced when leaders tap into the energy and capability of an inclusive team. I'll play it in the background. So, why did I write about Black hair? I became aware of a lot of things that were wrong with the world once I joined the military. Not saying it's a bad place to go. You know, the military isn't a bad place. Personally, I feel like it's all what you make it at the end of the day. But once I joined, and my hair was fucked up because sis took my hair up like this and chopped. And my hair was dry and it just fucked it up. My hair started growing like this afterwards. And my curls were never the same, so once I did the big chop, which I've done like 2 or 3 times, and the last time was like super low G.I. Jane haircut. Like, once I did that and my hair started growing back out, I got a lot of shit, and it mainly came from like men, especially white men, who didn't really, I don't think they really read the regulations or understood it, but they came at me like, why are you dyeing your hair that color? Mind you, I dyed my hair brown. And Navy regulations, you can't dye your hair. It must be of a natural tone or complementing to your skin tone. It's summer. I'm brown. And even when it's not summer, I'm brown. So wearing dyeing my hair brown was never the issue. It just because I'm looking good, I'm looking nice, my curl is brown and slinging. You have a problem? Or maybe some people who couldn't do certain hairstyles or couldn't look as good up as my beautiful Black queens. felt like reporting. And I've had a lot of that where other females be hating on Black women for the hairstyles we rock. And it's really, if it's something you want to appropriate, say that, but don't go complaining, you know what I mean? Don't do that. That's pussy, don't do that. That's when I slowly became aware of do's and don'ts with Black hair in the military. And I was like, wait, if I'm aware of that, why is it that the female grooming standards is so generalized, or it caters to particular kind of hair but not Black hair? Why is that? Because a lot of Black women rock protective hairstyles to avoid sun damage, or just because they want to. It's easier, it's low maintenance. Having these braids, girl, I just gotta wear my scalp and go, baby, do a little bun in the bed. It's low maintenance, and it's been a part of our culture. So, like, what's the issue? So I wrote the piece because I felt as though Black women needed to know that I see you, sis. I see you, and I want you to know that you are accepted, you are loved. And although it took this long to include us in the grooming standards, we are here, and we are showing out now. And we will represent accordingly, you know, in regulations. We've finally been included. And that was the whole point of this video. Just to shed some light on something that I felt was important to me. And I wanted to share that with you guys. I wanted to share my piece with y'all. I really hope you guys like this video. If you haven't listened to Don't Touch My Hair, go listen to that. Bump it. The entire album is just a musical masterpiece. That's it. Peace and love. I hope everyone's doing great. Thank you so much for watching this video. Ciao.